Shield, they have swapped sides. Now, NaJin Shield really needs to fix their level 1. They did lose 3 buffs early last game, giving Samsung Blue a pretty tremendous advantage and powering up Nocturne quite quickly.
Similar bans, and there's that Soraka ban finishing off the NaJin White Shield side, and the Kassadin ban coming in from Samsung Blue. And Shield gonna first pick that Lee Sin, it looks like.
Yeah,
Think about it.
A bit interesting, and we are going to see similar bans, but the Evelyn will be available this time.
Yeah.
And the first pick Kassadin deemed far too dangerous, and there it is. Lee Sin is snapped up for watch.
Well, it is a good takeaway from Spirit, but we saw he can be quite effective on a number of different champions. Nocturne apparently one of them, and Lulu Twitch picked up for Samsung Blue. A strong duo right there.
And Twitch taken up by Shield last time. Not going to get it again. Now, Deft, not really much of a Twitch player, actually. So I'm very interested to see how he performs on this particular champion.
Yeah. Well,
much more known for that Ezreal, Cog, and Lucian play. But I don't think they're going to play Kog'Maw without Soraka or significant peel.
I agree. And I mean, every AD carry in Korea is practicing Twitch. You know, I mean, it's a given. Twitch is like the Lee Sin of the AD carry position right now. You need to know how to play him. So even though it's not Deft's #1 pick, got a feeling he's going to do fine.
And Thresh and Rise for Shield.
Yeah.
And looks like Save really wants those Rise picks in these games. A lot of priority placed on them. Very, very strange, actually. Of course, Acorn really the player to prioritize Rise more over the course of the season and drawing numerous Rise bans. And that rumble's been up, and I'm wondering if we're going to see it at some point in these finals. Dade has the Twisted Fate on the table.
I love that we actually started showing the Urgot skins for a second there. It's like, well, might as well, right? Nocturne, Twisted Fate. Whoa, that is a global combo that we have not seen in some time, but it is strong.
Of course, but again, it does hit that power spike, and if you mess up your ganks with the globals, you will fall behind very quickly, and they are very vulnerable to a lane swap right here. With the top Lulu and the Nocturne, the invades could really hurt Nocturne this game, and a lane swap could deal with Lulu, but again, they picked the Rise. I don't know if this is the right call. You may want to pick something that can jungle better so you can lane swap against the Lulu.
I was going to say, yeah, or maybe just throw something up in the top lane instead of picking that Annie. We'll see.
Yeah, the lack of pressure in the last game allowed the Nocturne to hit a pretty fast power spike by completing that Feral Flare.
They're going to go for it, though. Okay.
So Annie taken as the last pick. Very interesting.
Yeah, we've really kind of seen some team comps that may not have been too expected today coming into this, but I can't complain.
Ggoong's going to get his LeBlanc this game, however, and that has proved very dangerous. So what's interesting is that Samsung Blue isn't banning out Ggoong's top picks.
Yeah, that's true.
Italy. No, just go ahead, let him have them. They're not too worried about those. Much more concerned about Save in the top lane.
It just shows a lot of confidence. And I mean, Dade on Twisted Fate, just like he did on Kassadin last game, is going to be able to move around the map, making picks. So it's kind of like just ignoring Ggoong and being like, oh, yeah, we know you're good, but we're just going to be elsewhere for most of the time, killing your mans.
Yeah, and we talked about Save's smaller champion pool going into this game, but by taking away his staple Shyvana and his Jax. Of course, Acorn has played many champions over the course of the season, but there are a little bit more fallback picks, I think, for Save this game, unless he wants to go hard for that Kha'Zix. But Shield has been the one banning Kha'Zix during this series. They haven't wanted to play that Save expert top lane pick.
Yeah, I don't think they want to give Spirit Kha'Zix either as well. That's something to be afraid of for sure. And finally down the support lane, Annie making an appearance. We have not seen her in a while, actually, in Champions.
No, but really strong to set up these global ganks as well. Definitely. You have that fantastic initiation. And again, Samsung Blue going for a high mobility pick composition, TF Twitch combo. It can come out of you out of nowhere, especially with that Nocturne.
Well, here we go, guys. Can NaJin White Shield tie it up, or will Samsung Blue jump out to a 2-0 lead? Let's get in the game and find out. the intro music really makes me imagine like Jason Statham beating guys up or something. I don't know. That's what I hear. That's what I see in my mind's eye when I hear that music. But we are about to see, in our actual eyes, an awesome game of League of Legends. NaJin White Shield versus Samsung Blue here in the OGN Champion Spring Grand Finals. Can Shield tie it up? That's the big question for game number 2.
Yeah, and interesting start here from Hart. He has decided to go for Boots of Speed first on Annie. Going to make him very vulnerable, but also up his kill pressure early on once Dade and Acorn hit 6, because he will be able to close the gap with the stun.
Yep.
So, bit interesting. Doran's Shield for Gorilla saying definitely they want to go for a 2v2 and use that item to bully the lane, and they're going to try and call this swap by heading up the lane late, and they're going to call it correctly.
You know, we have seen a couple boot starts lately on supports, and I mean, if you go for that quick boots mobility, you're going to be able to be part of those very mobile ganks that we're going to see come out of Spirit and Dade. So I kind of like it. I'm curious to see how well this ends up working out. We're going to give the red buff over to Deft this game. A little bit more strength in that 2v2. The poke begins from Ggoong onto Dade.
And this is a very interesting scenario because Ggoong is under a lot of pressure to silence, and here we go. This is
Oh, yeah, the gank onto Ggoong. Can they catch him? There's a gold card. They flash. A lot of stuns coming in, and Ggoong, oh, he goes down. First blood goes to Deft, piling up those stuns. And those boots, man, helping Annie get there in time.
Yeah,
I love the pick. What a great gank from Samsung.
And they handed over the red buff to Deft as well. You could see it was only Acorn, Deft, and Hart starting red. And at the same time, now they're moving on down to the bottom lane, so they will get the lane swap against Rise.
And you can see Save already backing up. He does not want to mess with anything. And there's a little bit of Samsung ozone right there.
And that explains that boot starts too for Annie, because she will be able to get a little bit extra damage down.
Yep.
Let's take a look at that again. So Ggoong here. Deft comes in, and just a nice flash, a bold play. And they will get the kill. Now, Deft will be behind in experience, but since they're in the bottom lane, the turret pressure not going to be as big of an issue, and now Acorn will just teleport to meet the wave. He's going to get dove.
I think we cut away from Imp about to do a spin take there. That would have been great to see, but here's the dive, maybe. I don't know, it'd have to be a 2v2. It'd be a pretty crazy dive.
No, Lee Sin is there, and they're going to teleport Rise.
That's right, Rise coming in right now, a little bit of revenge. Coming in for Shield, watch, picks up a kill, and Acorn will drop pretty soon as well. Save with a kill for himself. Oh no, Save ties to the turret. At least he was executed.
Yeah, was executed, so not the biggest deal in the world. Spirit there as well, and Watch has double buff. Spirit only has blue. Dangerous.
This is so awkward. There's a fear tether onto Watch.
But now it's gone, and they can re-engage onto him.
Yeah, one Dustbringer onto Zefa, though, might be enough to push him away, and he does get it. Okay, yeah, the minion wave pushing in as well. Spirit really knowing his limits there. But man, talk about a back-and-forth game already.
Yeah, each team trading blow for blow, but NaJin Shield coming out with a bit of an advantage. And getting 2 kills onto the support in the top laner while Save picks one up for himself. It's a pretty solid edge. He's already got a level lead on Rise. It's exactly what you want.
Yep, exactly what you need.
Rise now, just gonna move through the jungle a little bit. Check out the red buff. Hart.
He's got the stun loaded up, but face checking a bush is always a little bit dangerous.
Well, we did see Save back off right there because there was pressure from Twitch because he had actually gone out of lane and they didn't have vision on him. So there's always that threat that he will be in the jungle with his support trying to ambush you.
And people are worried about Garens and bushes, but I think they're focusing on the wrong champion there.
It's Twitch for sure, but NaJin, they need to put the pressure down to get Spirit to actually stop farming. He's again going for the Wriggles Lantern and the Feral Flare.
All right.
In spite of the fact that this does take 30 stacks now.
He certainly got it quick enough last game, and he made it work. You know, can he do it again?
Save. Picking up some farm. And they need to punish this Lulu even further. See if they're a little bit more active on the map this time.
Well,
Dade getting close to 6. Acorn only level 3, has to back off. Zefa is freezing the lane onto his tower, and they were looking for a play, not going to find it, but still getting some wards in.
Zefa should be able to comfortably farm there for quite a while. Hart lurking in the bushes for now.
Save now forced to either make plays on the map or continue jungling, and He is just waffling around the mid lane, and now he'll actually start the invade. Lots of pings going down.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Coming in, they do catch Spirit a little bit. They're going to be able to take these golems. Are they going to get the big Wraith? All right, Wraith.
Save gets it.
Does go to save, yeah.
And this is what they have to do. They need to slow down Nocturne's jungling to delay his power spike.
Yep.
And Lulu still under the turret. Very dangerous situation again for Acorn, but they should be able to delay a dive.
Oh, watch and save meeting right there. Now there's going to be a dive onto the top lane.
Heart's
Gorilla
going to be
coming
late.
in. That's right, save coming in as well. Zefa there, Hart scrambling, trying to get there in time, but I don't think he's going to make it. There's a four-man dive. There's a flay to start things off. Acorn getting low, they get the death sentence onto Spirit. Acorn flashes away, but no chance he's escaping. Another kill for Save. Or Spirit rather, tries to hold out under the turret, but it's not enough, and Gorilla will get a kill there. Dade nearly all-in in mid, too.
And that was so crucial because Ggoong's timing on the mid all-in prevented Dade from actually teleporting right there. So they crushed any kind of global option, really. Hart also just making the lane swap a little bit too late, and even with the fast boots, not able to get there in time in order to hold off the gank as 3-man against 4. And instead, you know, they had a lot of warning about that as well, and Samsung Blue just couldn't convert. Deft will take down the turret, and there we go. There's Nofe.
Yep. There he is. So turrets do go down on both sides as well. Zefa managed to take that one. He's got like a Nidalee spear, I think, like a tiny little Nidalee spear.
Well, Spirit now at level 6. Dade still has his ult. He didn't use it in that last little skirmish at all. And this is what it comes down to, is how is NaJin Shield going to defend against this? Do they have the necessary wards? They don't have good wards around the mid lane right now, but Ggoong will be able to, of course, silence the TF out of his ultimate and hop over a wall to do it quickly and then pop back out. So it's a lot of pressure on Ggoong to do that right now. Spirit going to go ahead and clear out a ward a little bit forward. Everybody setting up for the dragon. They have blacked out the vision, so Samsung Blue, well, there's a ward in the pit now, placed down. And Save.
It doesn't look like anyone's too interested in going after it right now.
Well, Save is just freezing up in the top lane, so he's in a really good position. Acorn now the one who's forced to farm out. And Save, he's gotten those 2 kills thanks to the dive and his aggressive Rise play.
Yeah, he's been stacking that tier quite effectively.
I love how aggressively he's playing the Rise too, because he has that Rune Prison, he has that targeted hard CC. So he's able to help complete the dives under the turret. And he keeps on pulling Spirit to lane as well. So Spirit is going to have a later Feral Flare. And they're happy to trade a Dragon at 9 minutes up for just a freeze in top lane. That's fantastic.
Gank onto Dade in the mid lane. Dade trying to get away, but I don't know if he's going to make it. There's the kick just to ensure it. Oh, he flashes, and here comes Spirit from behind the gold card. Still there, and he uses it on the Gorilla. Gorilla trying to finish him off, and he will. He'll be able to do it. 2 kills already for NaJin Short, and now Hart in a little bit of trouble. He's going to try to get away, and that'll be 1. Going over, maybe, no. Wow, a kill from Deft coming in, and Deft has to flash over the wall to get away. Hart's still on the run. Ggoong right there, misses his skill shot. Watch misses his skill shot. Hart, look at that, using the stun to try to make it up, and here comes Ggoong, and he should be able to finish off Hart right here. Will he be able to? Trying to get there in time, and no. Hart not able to make it out.
But ultimately, when all is said and done, Dade still has Gate and Destiny up, so they can't really convert this into a dragon because Hart bought time for Dade to revive.
Whoa, Deft getting jumped on already by Ggoong, and that leads away for Zefa to come in and do a lot of damage with that culling. Nearly killed him except for the gold card coming in from Dade. Death sentence misses Deft. Oh, but the flay does it, and there's a kill for Ggoong.
Fantastic play from Gorilla. Uses the flash play and the lantern to get Ggoong in there. They are feeding him something fierce. Acorn did catch the piled wave up in the top lane after Save teleported into that fight. Zefa gonna get a nice, massive wave for himself in the bottom lane though. So Acorn will be able to catch up in terms of CS, but Save racking up the kills, and it's going to be very difficult for Samsung Blue to come back. They're gonna need, again, same thing as last game, make those picks, use the elements of surprise and their long-range mobility in order to shut somebody down. But it's harder this time around.
Yeah,
Who
totally.
do you target? You can't target LeBlanc or Lee Sin, so you got to go after Ryze, and Ryze is already stronger than your top laner. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're kind of between a rock and a hard place right now as far as that goes in Spirit. Thinking about coming in. There's the teleport. Dade, not really going to make a play off of that one, I guess. Or, no, he's not going to do it. Wow. Oh, now he's going to get jumped on by Ggoong, though. Gold car loaded up. Ggoong already out of there.
Didn't have an opportunity. Had to use it a little bit for vision, and Ggoong was there and waiting just in case he started channeling.
Deft's trying to sneak in. Gorilla may have the death sentence, but Deft has the depth sentence.
Far more fierce, I feel.
Right. Does a lot more damage. All right, so Samsung Blue just trying to maintain control over their jungle, and things still a little bit too dangerous for NaJin to take that dragon. Instead, they'll do a little bit of an invade here. Just putting down a ward.
They have a ward at the dragon itself, but they don't have vision around it.
Oh, Dade! Ggoong finally hunts him down, but there's a wild growth! He saves him. Wow, that was so close. Dade rush with death yet again.
Ggoong get it back out. So both mid laners getting very low in the trade. Nobody really has that definitive advantage yet. Save does have his teleport down. You got to feel that Samsung Blue maybe should be making a more aggressive play.
Well, Ggoong is making it so hard for them to do that. I mean, he's actively hunting down Dade. Samsung is just kind of trying to survive right now. They don't have time to think about a counterattack
Well,
yet.
by pushing Ggoong out as well, they've locked Spirit up in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And look at the map pressure from Save. He knows his teleport is down, but he also knows that Destiny is down, and he can see Nocturne in the mid lane, and his team is keeping them bottled up in mid. So he actually can't ult top, even though Save is very far overextended. So he gets that, again, a little bit of an advantage every time he goes back into the lane. Grabs a few more CS, gets another couple of levels, and keeps ahead of Acorn.
And that's going to result in a turret lead as well for NaJin White Shield. Coming down to the bot lane, they want to clear that final outer turret. Eventually.
Yeah, Spirit just not having the same freedom this game. And
well,
now the wards are set up for NaJin.
Yeah.
But the teleport is there for Acorn if he wants to use it.
Well, they're going to go for Dragon. I don't think there's a whole lot that Samsung can do about it.
No, in fact,
Not
Spirit
quite.
and Dade just going to recall. They're giving it up.
Yep.
100%.
You have to. This is a tricky position that you get into with Nocturne as well, is that you really need teammates who are in good shape to follow up. You know, you can't just go in by yourself.
Well, I really think NaJin Shield did a good job of diving repeatedly up in the top lane early on.
A lovely illustration of the Korean casters here.
Indeed, indeed.
We actually have a group of casters from China here as well, too, with OGN's partner over there.
Yeah, including Xiao Xiao, the former support of IG, a very famous personality in the Chinese scene. So it's always good to see him.
Definitely. Meanwhile, the blue buff will go over to Dade yet again. And now Samsung just kind of biding their time, thinking, you know, what do we need to do to get back into this? Looking for the opportunities to maybe get those picks. And speaking of picks,
nope.
Gate activated, but no follow-up on it, it looks like.
He had to use Gate again. Look at the ward coverage right now from NaJin Shield.
Yeah.
They have an advancing ward line across the map, and you have to use that Destiny and Gate just to make sure you know where the enemy is. But that's another important ult blown from Dade. NaJin Shield have given him 0 opportunities this game, and it's been all about that timing. It's been about the fact that Ggoong has been able to all-in Dade and at least chunk him low enough that he couldn't get that first ultimate. And then his other ults have just been for vision.
Well, we've talked about before just how crucial those first 2 ultimates for Twisted Fate are, and if you can't get anything out of them, you're going to have a really hard time being effective at all in the game.
Save again running the same build on Ryze that he did last time, going Tier, Catalyst, Distortion Enchantment, just to have the higher uptime on his summoner spells so that he can continue to get into the lanes to scale up into the late game. It didn't work out last time, but this time NaJin Shield has a much bigger advantage here in the early game.
Yeah, Save's got a nice, juicy lead to kind of sit on and hang out with and extend. Lots of things you can do with that lead, I guess.
So many things, in fact.
Very versatile.
So Ggoong, I like what they're doing now. Ggoong holding the wave down in the bottom lane and having the AD clear out mid. Look at those wards, deep wards everywhere.
Yeah.
no chance
you're not going to make a
that
pick with
Samsung Blue is making a play on the top side of the map.
Yeah, I would say so. So they do focus on the bottom side. Dragon not going to be up for a while yet. And NaJin Shield, they know that they can just kind of wait it out. You know, they can just kind of play safe, continue to press their advantage. And kind of, it's really kind of a situation where you just wait for Samsung to do something and make a mistake now, you know?
Yeah, it's
a pretty good situation to be in.
Yeah, and Samsung, they need to catch somebody out of position, but they have to have the vision over to do that. Because otherwise you can't guarantee it. Sure, if Dade uses his ultimate and they happen to see somebody's alone, yes, he and Spirit and maybe even Acorn with teleport can collapse on that person, but you're taking a gamble every single time. So if you can get the wards down first, then you can actually ensure that the TF ult is going to be successful, or at least has a higher likelihood.
Yeah. Good luck keeping those wards alive this game.
And Spirit now, oh, he's doing okay. He's got 22 stacks again. He may hit that same Feral Flare timing. He has been farming up just for the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, Feral Flare Nocturne emerging from the jungle would be potentially pretty scary. Ggoong, meanwhile, takes that final outer turret for NaJin White Shield.
Pushing that lead even further.
Yep.
But Samsung Blue, with one good pick, can start taking down towers. They only have one, so this gold lead could dissolve pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But NaJin White Shield, they're not offering many opportunities.
Well,
and they're playing the pressure on the map so smart. And this is such a good example of Save's play. When we saw him earlier, he knows exactly how far he can push it based on the summoners that are available, based on the ults that are available, and his knowledge of where everybody is on the map.
It really looks, too, like NaJin White Shield learned their lesson last game. You know, they're like, all right, we know this position. We're just not going to give Samsung the opportunity.
Well, they had the upper hand with that Baron buff, and they split poorly, and they saw how effective these kind of very high gap closer compositions from Samsung Blue, how hard they can punish that. And this game, they've done a lot better job with the early vision, although they're running out now, and their wards have been pushed out of the jungle, so this may be somewhat of an opportunity.
We'll see if they can capitalize on it. We'll see if Samsung can make something happen with that. Dragon is up in about a minute as well, too, so as Shield kind of pulls back to take care of that, that's going to be Samsung's opportunity to move out and get a little bit more vision in their jungle and kind of retake the vision.
Well, but already the ward's going down deep. We do see Watch and Ggoong basically on a deep ward mission right now together.
They're doing a good job, yeah.
And they're going to get it, so they're going to see anything that comes in right here to try and clear it out. And notice the ward locations, too. They're far enough back that that's about Nocturne ult range right there. So they're going to be able to see where Nocturne is coming from, and they're trying to punish this. Dade.
Yeah, Dade may be in a little bit of trouble here. Ooh, he backs off, but that was a dangerous moment for Dade. Dangerous is middle name, though, so his name is TF Danger Yasuo Dade.
It's pretty impressive name, but the TF not really working out for him this game. It has been shut down. It does seem that NaJin has been very comfortable.
Oh, and they're going to try to shut him down even harder. Ggoong trying to make a play, but Hart is right there. Acorn coming down. They're going to clear out some of these wards again. Dragon up at 9.
Hart may have wanted to try and pull the trigger there on a stun, but
you know, I agree. I mean, you've got multiple stuns with Dade there as well too, so you can kind of do a better job of catching LeBlanc, but they just want to be careful. You know, I don't think they really knew where the rest of NaJin was.
Well, they certainly don't, and everybody doing a better job of sticking together right now. So it's unclear as to whether Save was actually alone or there was somebody behind the corner. They could have been trying to bait an all-in.
Yeah,
Ggoong and Gorilla here controlling the perimeter, and that, yeah, exactly, an easy dragon. And Samsung Blue was late on the ward sweep, and they needed that. What they had to do right there in order to get back into this game was set up their own wards around the pit and then basically use those globals once NaJin Shield started filing in and pick somebody off immediately on the rotation as opposed to waiting for them to get there.
Yeah. You just cannot let Ggoong have LeBlanc, can you?
Well,
I really don't think so.
We've seen his win rate, and he pulls it out at the most crucial moments. He's played it in both of the blind picks that we've seen so far. He clearly thinks it's his best champion and has the most versatility in game.
Not hard to disagree with him, isn't it?
Nope. And I mean, we saw him get killed early, too. That was the surprising thing, was that he died to that surprise gank in the mid lane that was executed so well by Samsung Blue, but then he came roaring back into this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just kind of walked around with his team and was like, all right, I'm going to take this one and this one and this one.
They responded really well to what was happening in the top lane. They hit the right timings in order to help dive with save as well to eliminate the deficit of Rise and help his early game. And we did see the Rod of Ages come up a couple minutes earlier for save this game, so he's had more money. He is behind one level right now, but that's about to change in just a matter of seconds. So his power spike is coming earlier this time around.
Much earlier, yeah.
Spirits, looks like it is going to be, well, about the same timing, maybe a little bit later.
He's got to be getting pretty close to that Feral Flare, though.
Yeah.
Really close. Certainly had time to spend in the jungle, so.
Yeah, Zefa also with a major CS lead.
Yeah. That's not looking too good for Samsung at the moment.
Nope. And
we'll see what they can make out of it.
The other issue right now for Samsung Blue is the pressure on the map from NaJin White Shield is causing all the members of Blue to be split up. And that means because the TF ult, because the Nocturne ult are no longer true globals, as long as you keep them split up, they're never going to be able to collapse on you.
Yeah, very true. And there's a Zhonya's now picked up for Dade, and that's going to be kind of his cue to start to really go in deep. Getting the back line, gold carding, Zhonyaing, and giving his team time to catch up. But it's not going to be easy. I mean, I feel like it may be just a little bit too late for the teams to team fight in a way where Samsung can come out on top.
And this is all for the engage, like you're saying, Toa. The Zhonya is not the most efficient item against a double AP composition in terms of defensive stats. So what this is saying to us right now is that he just wants to engage and try and get them to blow a lot of cooldowns on him while he's in the Zhonyas and give time for Twitch to catch up with some spray and pray. He's going to have to use it really well.
Yeah. Do you feel like Samsung's team is just a bit too transparent this game?
Well, it was pretty transparent last game, and they made it work, so.
I suppose.
But they are behind.
Oh, here we go. The gank coming in. They're going to try to catch Gorilla, I guess. Yeah, Spirit coming in the back there. The culling activates, pushes back some of Samsung. They do manage to get a pick on Gorilla, but that was a lot used for just a support kill. Oh, hi, Ggoong. Ggoong gets locked up by the gold card, but they do catch Deft as well. Ggoong, Ignite ticking away. He's going to make it out, though. They do catch Save, but Save's really tanky. I don't know. There's a Whimsy. There's a stun. Can they finish him? They will. Acorn gets the kill. And now Samsung on the chase. Ggoong so low. Dade flash gold card. He'll get it. And Zefa trying to make it out there as well. So Samsung Blue somehow turns that one around.
Now they're so far behind, and what objectives are they going to get? They still have to react to the map pressure.
Yeah, that's the thing, is their lanes are not pushing in a way they want. So what objectives can they really get out of it?
No, nothing. So they can win that fight, but it still doesn't really truly help to close the gold gap, and they're still going to get outscaled in this game.
Let's watch a replay of that. That was kind of a crazy fight. A lot used on Gorilla at first.
Yeah, and the wild card just barely hitting Gorilla on the outside edge. Watch, will escape. Deft did use his ult quite early, but they are able to turn around. So Ggoong gets a little bit chain CC. They catch Deft out and blow him up. But, oh, that wasn't the best Tibbers either coming out of Heart. But even so, the repeated gold cards tossed out by Dade and the slows used from Glitterlands make it so that NaJin isn't really able to escape very effectively from this one. And Dade will flash forward right there, get the gold card, wild cards for the last hit, and then Zhonya's out of Zefa's trade.
Zefa really kind of played with fire there going back in. They nearly got him as well, too. Samsung fans, of course, pretty happy. Gorilla comes in. Oh, he misses his death sentence onto Heart. That's awkward. Deft trying to come in. Oh, nearly gets bursted to death by Ggoong. And there's the culling. Blocked by Dade. The Q does land. Watch could go in on this.
Watch
not with the gold card, though.
Yeah, Watch, it would have been a little bit dangerous, and they're keeping their eyes on the prize right here. They'll hand over the blue buff to Zefa, actually. Pink wards all around the map. We will see 5 down. That is just insane vision control from NaJin White Shield right now.
Yeah, this is why both of these teams are so much fun to watch, because they both prioritize things so well. Objectives over chasing for kills. They're both just really smart teams and a very good even match for each other.
Yeah, I wonder how wise it is at 25 minutes when you are facing this kind of composition from Samsung. Oh, Dade.
Oh, man, he's lucky that skill shot didn't connect.
Anyway, for NaJin Shield to ward the bottom side of the map, because Baron could be taken very quickly by Twitch and Nocturne. So I think the best place, and Samsung knows they have control over top side with their own ward coverage.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to scare them right now. Dade's not close enough to use that ult. He's just trying to delay the dragon.
Yep. Well, he did teleport down to the bot lane, trying to push that wave up a little bit, and then they're going to try to collapse around Dragon, maybe, but NaJin already there. Is there anything they can do to stop NaJin from taking this Dragon?
No, I think maybe they actually should have tried to sneak Baron here while they knew NaJin was going for the Dragon.
That's a good point. They may be able to just scare him off, though.
Wow, okay,
Dude.
so NaJin White Shield really not interested in playing hard this early.
I guess so. Seems like too much of a risk to them. They may give up that Dragon. Zefa's still poking a little bit, though.
No.
I don't know. This is a really dangerous situation. Well, team says the paranoia. Use vision denied, and they're going to go in on the save. There's the box gorilla. Zoning nicely with that wild growth on the Acorn immediately. They do take out the jungler very quickly. Heart goes down as well. And this fight is all NaJin Shield. Double kill for a save. Nearly an ace. Will it be an ace? Yes, it will. A perfect ace for NaJin White Shield. And they are dominating game 2.
And that right there, that ultimate from Nocturne, Spirit should not have gone in on that.
Yeah.
And also to use that ult when there are those brushes there that you don't have any vision in because of the pink wards, Spirit should have just let it go, right? Don't engage. If you use that ult and the angle, the opportunity isn't there, do not follow up.
They had just pushed them off of Dragon as well, too. They could have kept that going, maybe get a Dragon. Instead, they lose their team. They lose Dragon. They lose the Baron. And I think they're going to lose the game.
Well, and now that they have fallen from 4K to 9K behind, it does seem rather likely. And Zefa, too, just has an immense gold lead, as we're seeing on our screens right now. And pretty much large gold leads across the board, of course. Teleport just going to be used by Save to pick up some more farm. Check out what his items are. His his rod, rather, is nearly fully stacked.
It would take an incredible miracle for them to come back, and I don't see Ring Troll around anywhere.
All right, let's take a look at this again. So this is the mistake right here. You don't have vision. No. No. You don't do that. He gets collapsed on. For also a great box from Gorilla.
Yeah.
Prevents any follow-up. Hart does get Timbers down, but there's nobody there to follow up because the box is zoning everybody out. And then Ggoong just coming in from the flank, and he's able to pick off pretty much everybody. Melted.
Yep. Pretty one-sided. NaJin Shield's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we just win then. Thanks, dudes. 10,000 gold ahead for NaJin White Shield right now. And, you know, I think this is kind of what everybody predicted. It is going to be a back-and-forth series. And Samsung Blue, yeah, they've got a chance to come back, but it's so slim. I just feel like I don't know, I'm thinking about game 3 already, you know?
Well, you got to wonder, too, what else does Samsung Blue have? They've run very similar compositions in both of their games so far.
Yeah.
And they were kind of figured out by NaJin White Shield. NaJin White Shield has done a much better job of grouping, of warding this game.
Yep.
They knew how they were going to deal with it. They made the adaptation. So now it's Samsung's Blue's turn to find an answer.
Well, Samsung, they kind of need to go in on this. This is kind of do or die time. They're going to just give up the inhibitor, though.
That's right, inhibitor down. Shield will play the game of caution and back off.
Yep. Not the game of throws. If you play the game of throws, you don't win and you just usually die.
There we go. Excited fans.
Yep.
In the audience.
Why didn't we get our face painted?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We really dropped the ball on that one,
We
though.
should have, yeah. Oh, well, maybe next time.
Especially since we had different predictions tonight.
That's true, yeah. We oftentimes do that, don't we? Here we go. Watch coming in. He kicks Dade away. They're going to take the turret, though. And they just want to push those objectives. And now the mid-inhibitor vulnerable. They're going to take out this turret very easily. And the inhibitor will be soon to follow. Acorn gets jumped on, and that is it. Just so much bullying. Oh, man! They just destroy Hart. It's tough to be a support player near a Fed LeBlanc. It really is.
Well, Ggoong just had a heart attack, I think.
I think so, yeah. He had to attack the heart, right? It was, oh, they're going to go in. Whoa, they want the ace. They may get it here. All the kills. Spirit Man just to get one, but it's looking much better for NaJin Shield. And Dade just being intimidated. No, he's coming in. There's the Zonias immediately. Oh, goodbye. Whoa, what? There we go. Save. Managed to finally take him down. It does push NaJin White Shield away from the Nexus, so for now. And for now, I mean like for 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's waiting for that other minion wave. Save with that Glacial Shroud. Able to just tank it. Yeah. Goodbye,
that's gonna
Spirit.
Be it. That is going to be it. There goes the Nexus. And NaJin White Shield will tie things up in dominating fashion. GG. I guess you could say it was a total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, Heart God with his best game. They fell behind very early on. Samsung Blue, that is, just after getting that really good first blood. But from that point, they weren't able to play the dives well enough to be there with the right number of people at time, or to predict that Save was going to try to play so aggressively, but it paid off. The Rise was constantly ahead in power in terms of against the Lulu.
Yeah.
And it's a bit odd. Now we've seen Rise versus Lulu top lane 2 games in a row. This is not what I thought we'd be seeing tonight.
Well, we've seen a lot of stuff we aren't really expecting tonight, but I don't mind.
There is Save with his Shyvana.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll get to see it in blind pick.
It's like his Harry Potter spirit animal or something. You know? What's that called?
I don't remember.
You like summon a spirit animal and protects you? I don't know. It's one of those Harry Potter words. And there's a NaJin fan right there. And they've got a reason to be happy. Well, guys, when we come back, game number 3, Shield versus Blue. Who's going to take the lead in this best-of-5 grand finals here on Champion Spring? A victory for now for Shield, but things can change rather rapidly, we've seen.
Indeed, so we tie it up. So guaranteed at least 4 games tonight.
Yep.
Still hoping for that blind pick.
Yeah, me too. Pretty short game number 2, but it does guarantee us more games at least, so worth all caps hashtag. All fine. And that action figure better give Dade a pep talk because he's looking kind of sad. Whoa.
There's Watch, the finger gun.
Isn't that?
Oh no, it's Ggoong.
Ggoong, yeah, I thought so. Well, memories of KT. Finger gun. Get it? Remember? Back in the day. All right, guys. If you're old school, you know what I'm talking about. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Champion Spring Grand Finals. Back after this.
Coming up next, Jungle, Spirit, Watch, Hot 6 League of Legends Champion Spring 2014.